Hey guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit crazy. I have been promising you guys for, it seems like since the beginning of the summer, months and months and months, that I would show you guys like a Sephora haul or a MAC haul, and I have not delivered. So today I was like, you know what, I'm finally going to show you guys a haul of the stuff I got at Sephora or at MAC or whatever. I did not realize how insane I went over the summer. If you guys could see the desk that is in front of me right now, there are so many products on my desk. I can't believe how much stuff I got over the summer, and I haven't shared it with almost any of this with you guys, and I feel horrible because I've been promising to do so. So this video is going to be really, really long. I might have to split it into a couple parts just to get it all in, but this is going to be a sort of a cumulative haul of all of the makeup that I have purchased over the summer of 2017. We're coming to the end of the summer. I'm gonna have to avoid them all so that I don't add more stuff to this. So this is going to be sort of a mixture of everything that I have bought from Sephora, both in stores and online, from MAC over the summer, from Tarte. I have some stuff from Lime Crime that I'm going to show you guys. It's going to be just like a huge amalgamation of all of the makeup I have. It is all high-end makeup. Keep in mind, I am not, you know, my channel's pretty new. I don't get sent any PR packages, so everything that you see here, I bought for myself with my own money. To be 100% honest, I might end up having to split this video into a couple different segments because I have a feeling it's going to be so long. But I'm just going to dive right into it. There's going to be almost no rhyme or reason to this whole thing. It's just going to be kind of as I work my way through what's on my desk and see what I've done to my makeup collection this summer. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions about this stuff more than I really say about them, because obviously there's so much in front of me, I'm not going to be able to spend a lot of time on everything. Also, a lot of it you guys have seen in videos already this summer, so even if I say, like, I'm going to tell you guys I got all the MAC Girls palettes, but I'm not going to go into any detail about them because I already have a video up that I swatch them all and go into a lot of detail about all the palettes, and I'm also already have like a tutorial up about how I did this eye look today using one of the palettes. So in that kind of case, I'm going to pick it up, show you, open it, but I'm not going to swatch anything because I've already done it. But if you guys have any questions about anything you want me to go into further detail, I definitely will. And I've also promised you guys a makeup collection video where I'm going to take you through like my Alex 9 drawers. This is not that collection. This is not even close to all of the stuff I have in those drawers, so keep an eye out. That's going to be coming up really soon. That is also going to probably have to get split into a couple sections. I'm going to stop ranting because if I keep going, this video is going to be like 3 hours long. I'm definitely feeling like I'm going to have to split it into a few segments. So I will just start with the couple of hair products that I got this summer, and then we will kind of go from there into the more craziness that is the makeup. So the first thing that I picked up, and I actually have talked about this in a couple of videos, is I bought the DRYBAR Blonde Ale Brightening Shampoo and Conditioner. They look like this. So they are a purple shampoo and conditioner. If you are not blonde, you might not know what purple shampoo is, but basically it is supposed to help. I will literally read what this says. It says it counteracts brassiness and prevents color degradation of blonde and highlighted hair. So if you are blonde and you're like me and you have never tried this stuff, I urge you to get it. It hasn't really changed my hair color, but it has certainly kept it blonder longer. I have found that I have not had to go and get my color touched up yet since I had it done, since I've been using this stuff. This is not the only brand of this that I have, mind you. This one is, I feel like, on the more expensive side. I feel like it was like $38 or $41 Canadian per bottle. I also have some John Frieda Sheer Blonde that I really like, but that was given to me by my mother, so I'm not going to show it here because I didn't get it at Sephora, but there are tons of different brands, so if this is something you're interested in, go check it out. There's a bunch out there. I'm pretty sure my mom got my other ones on sale, so maybe you'll get lucky and find a sale too. The other hair stuff I've talked about, or that I picked up, and I've talked about this kind of product a lot on my channel, is texturizing wave sprays. I tried the Way wave spray and I hated it. It made my hair feel greasy and gross. I tried the Bumble and Bumble surf sprays, both of them. There's the black one and then there's also the clear one. Tried both of those and I hated them and I thought I would never find one. And then I found this. So this is the Beach Club Texture Spray and it is in an aerosol can. So it's not like a spritzer spray like a lot of them are. It is in an aerosol can and I love this stuff. I have a lot of hair, but I have very fine hair and it is very, like, I have pretty soft and like not clean hair. It is clean right now, but like healthy hair. But I find that every time I have used surf sprays in the past, they make it feel dead and dry. This does not do so. It does definitely add texture to your hair as it is supposed to, but it just gives the most beautiful beachy waves. I'm actually pretty good for waves right now just because I slept funny on my hair. But like, this stuff is phenomenal. It doesn't make my hair feel greasy or gross at all. A little bit on the drier side, but I'm okay with that compared to some of the other ones. I don't use this all the time, but I do really, really like it. So if you guys are interested in trying out a new kind of surf spray, if you've had the same problems as me, go check this out. The one thing I did wish I had done, and it ended up working out for me anyway, is they do sell a travel size of this, like as you're walking up to the counter, a sort of like sample size. I wish I had gotten the smaller one just in case it hadn't worked out, but lucky for me, it did work out. I picked this up and I love it. Next, I'm going to go more into face stuff. This has been a constant battle for me. I don't know how much you guys can see. I've got a lot of breakout going on my chin right now. I've got a little bit up in my nose. My skincare routine has not been the greatest in the past, so I really wanted to try and focus a little bit more on taking care of my skin. So the first thing that I got, and this is just a box for it because the actual GLAMGLOW is in the bathroom right now, is the Thirstycleanse Daily Hydrating Cleanser. Mud to foam. So I picked up the blue one because I do have really, really dry skin, and this one is supposed to help like moisturize and whatever. If you've never tried one of their mud to foam, it basically is exactly that. It looks like mud when you pump it into your hand and you put it on in its mud state, then you emulsify it with water and it turns into a foam and it cleanses off. It cleanses my makeup. It is, you know, super non-irritating. It's great because I have pretty sensitive skin. I love this stuff. And I can hear what you're saying. If I have so much stuff, why am I keeping the box? But as a side note, I have found that this actually makes a really, really good travel holder for my makeup brushes. Not all of them fit in here, but like if I'm just going somewhere overnight and just need a couple, this has been really great for me to bring. It's the exact right height to hold all my makeup brushes. It is a hard case so they don't get ruined on travel. Just as like a side note of something you can do with like a container like this. But yeah, really, really loving this. Have been using it pretty much every day, if not like every other day. I do switch up and use masks and stuff like that as well. So another face thing, and I think the last, well, no, kind of face care stuff that I got is this CAUDALIE 3-in-1 kit. It came in a tin, a cylindrical tin, which is on my makeup vanity. I will show you guys in a little bit in my, not today, but if I do put up that collection video, I'll show you. So it came with this grape water, which is really great. I'm sure I could use it for setting my makeup. I haven't yet. It's like a thermal water that you can just spray on. It soothes and moisturizes if it's a really hot day and you feel like your skin needs a little bit of a quenching. This stuff is great. I have also not really tried this moisturizing mask yet, just because I've been into so many other masks and it kind of got misplaced for a really long time and I just found it again recently. But this I will be also trying out. It basically is like you put it on and then you let it soak into your face. After 15 minutes you remove it, or you can leave it on all night and let it soak in. But the thing that I use the most is the CAUDALIE Moisturizing Sorbet. This is fantastic. I put it on every morning before my makeup. It doesn't affect the way my makeup sits. It is great for either under my makeup or on its own, especially because a lot of my breakout has turned into really dry, flaky patches. This stuff is so great at just like soothing it and kind of like taking a little bit of the angry out of some of those patches because they are not happy with me right now. My face is a disaster right now. I have not seen it this bad probably since I was a teenager. So I'm really trying to kind of like rein it in and control it. So I picked all of these up in like a specialty tin that they were selling that pretty much was like the cost of just this, and you got these for free. I can't remember how much it was. I will definitely link everything down below, the prices that I got them at and all of that. I have all those receipts somewhere in my inbox. obviously you guys are going to be able to tell, but I did go up to VIB Rouge status, so I do get all of like my receipts sent to me, my just of what I've purchased all summer, so I will put up all the prices and stuff for how I got this stuff, how much I got it for. So that's pretty much all of like my skincare stuff. Now, having said that, I did pick up a bunch of different primers and setting sprays, because that's another thing that I wanted to try a little bit more out. I'd only really tried a couple MAC ones and a couple drugstore ones, so I wanted to try a whole different range of things. So the two setting sprays that I picked up, one is this Marc Jacobs Recover Perfecting Coconut Setting Mist. This is amazing. It is by far my favorite. It is a little bit more on the pricey side. It is Marc Jacobs after all, but if you're willing to spend the money on it, it is fantastic. I've used it kind of the same way I would use the grape water, just to refresh my face, give me a little bit more of a quenching feeling. Definitely used it to set my makeup. I actually didn't set my makeup today, so I'm going to do it with this because I also want you guys to see how fine the mister is, which is one of my favorite things about this. A lot of my, my MAC Fix Plus, even another setting spray that I picked up that I'm going to talk about, the mister is a lot more powerful, and I find that it's using a lot more product and just making my face a lot wetter, which doesn't ruin my makeup, but I definitely like the mister on this a lot more. So I'm just going to do that really quick. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll spray it kind of once here close to the camera so you guys can sort of see. Like, you can barely see it. It's so light. It is literally just a light misting, and because it's coconut water, it does have a really nice coconut scent. If that's not your thing, maybe stay away from this. But you guys know that I really like my MAC Fix Plus coconut, so when I found out about this, I knew I had to get it, and I love it. The other setting spray that I picked up, and this one is not new, but it's new to me. If you're new to my channel, I only started shopping outside of MAC probably back in like October, December of 2016. So this is why I've been going so crazy at Sephora all the time, if you're not familiar with me, because for a really long time I only used MAC products, and now I'm into every brand. So a lot of this stuff is not new. It's not new out on the market, but to me it's very new. And I think it's kind of nice that as a newbie to makeup, I can still kind of give you guys my like opinion on how I feel about it when I haven't been exposed to it for quite as long as everyone else. So the other setting spray I picked up is the Too Faced Prime Set Refresh Hangover RX 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer. This is, like it says, supposed to prime, set, refresh your face. So again, you can use it kind of the same way you use that Marc Jacobs one, as a primer before you put your makeup on, obviously to set it. This one also has coconut water in it, so it does have a little bit of that coconut smell, but I'm going to just show you the mister and how powerful it is. Like, how much more came out of that one than the Marc Jacobs one. So in that kind of a sense, I do prefer, oh, it smells so good, that one. But this one, another fantastic one if you're looking to try a new primer and you have not tried this, definitely recommend it. It keeps onto my makeup all day, as does the Marc Jacobs one. And it is really refreshing if you are using it for that purpose instead. So now I'm going to get into a lot of the different primers and stuff that I picked up. I'm just trying to dig them all out on my desk right now. There are so many. You will see some MAC stuff thrown in here, so this is not a pure Sephora only haul. I will show you guys all of the MAC stuff that I've picked up over the course of the summer as well. So the first thing, to go with that setting spray, I picked up the Hangover RX Primer. I had never tried this before. I don't know why. This stuff is amazing. You guys all already know it. It is such a holy grail product for so many people. I don't know how it escaped me for so long, but I'm so happy to have it. It is super moisturizing. Again, it has that coconut water in it, which is amazing. I do worry a little bit that because it is a pump, which is nice, that when I get down to the end I might not be able to get it out. But we'll see what happens when the time comes. But this is fantastic. It doesn't upset how my makeup sits. It is more of a moisturizing primer, which is basically like where the name comes for hangover. When your skin feels hungover and dehydrated, you need to wake it up with like a splash of hydration. That is more what this is. It is definitely not like a color correcting primer or a self-adjusting primer like some of the other ones are marketed as. It is just almost like a moisturizing primer, which is nice for sometimes, but not always what you're looking for. So for other times, I have bought these two Hourglass ones. So this is the Primer Serum, and this is the Veil Mineral Primer. So now these are the travel sizes. I decided not to get the full sizes because these are expensive. And if I didn't really like them, I didn't want to be committed to a full size, but I do really like them. So first, the serum. It is a clear, I'm going to show you guys. It is just like a clear gel. It does have a little bit of a thicker kind of consistency. It almost feels like a tad bit greasy, but it does, and it doesn't matte down. I don't know if you guys can see that my hand is kind of shiny, but this one for me has been, oopsies, great, even using before the Veil Primer, just to moisturize some of those areas I've been talking about. I don't use it all over my face. I tend to concentrate it on my chin because that's where I have the driest skin, the most breakout, and it has been fantastic for that. It also smells really, really nice if you haven't tried it out yet. It is phenomenal, a little bit more on the pricey side, like I said, but for me, where I have to start concerning myself with actually how my skin is sitting, it was no question on if I could spend that money. And then I also got the Veil Primer. Now this is a white primer. It is a little bit like, it has a kind of thicker, drier kind of a consistency, and it does remind me a lot of Urban Decay's Self-Adjusting Primer. I don't know if it's marketed as the same thing. I didn't really do much research on it. But it feels fantastic when mixed with the serum. So if you guys are, you know, thinking about getting one or the other or both, they do work really, really well in conjunction with another. It feels really, really light on the face, not super cakey or heavy, which is also great because that's the last thing you want is to put on a primer. Know that you're going to put a full face of makeup on after it and know that the primer is already sitting super heavy on your face. I could not imagine anything worse. So the next sort of thing I get, and it goes kind of along with that Marc Jacobs coconut water, is I picked up these. So this one is the Invisible Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer, and then this one is the Do You Dewdrops Coconut Gel Highlighter. I'm showing you a highlighter at this point because I kind of want to keep this collection together as I'm showing it to you guys. There are going to be a lot of other highlighters later in this video, but or in another segment of this. I think I'm going to kind of have to split it into hair and skincare and face and primers, go into probably like highlighters and eyeshadows, and then another one for lips because I have so much stuff, but we're going to go for this. So the first one is the Coconut Primer. It has a little pump on it again. Now this is a very watery consistency primer, but again, it's super, super hydrating. Has that same, it's not quite the same coconut smell. I will say that this one has a little bit more of like an off coconut smell. Not that it's bad, but it's not quite as refreshing as the mist is, but it is just a beautiful, again, lightweight primer, super hydrating. Another one that I would put on even if I weren't going to be wearing makeup because I do find that it is really hydrating on the face. Now having said that, some of the primers that I use, I would use in conjunction with like my moisturizer. This one is not one of them because it is so moisturizing. I feel like I'm just doubling up and then it's getting a little heavy and sitting funny when you wear this primer with another moisturizer, but this primer on its own is fantastic. Now on to these. These are phenomenal. Probably one of the most coveted and favorite things that I purchased this summer, my Coconut Highlighter Dewdrops. Now, you can control it very, very easily with the pump, just like a light pump like that. So it looks like this. Look at how gorgeous and shimmery and shiny. Now this does pack a lot of shine. I don't know if you guys can see how shiny that is. So there's a couple ways that you could definitely wear this. You could, I'm sure, if you wanted to, use it as like kind of a MAC strobe cream and wear it all over your face. I have yet to do so because I think that would be a little too much bling. The two ways that I have been wearing it are either as a liquid highlighter where I just sort of dot it around that C around your eye, blend it in. Sometimes I set it with a powder after. Or the other thing that I have taken to doing is mixing this in with some of my foundations, my more matte foundations, just to give it a more glowy sort of a finish, and it looks fantastic. And because it doesn't have, at least for me, the pigmentation is perfect for my skin tone. It doesn't adjust the color of my foundation too much, which is great because that's the last thing that you want, is to add something that's going to screw around with the color balance of your foundation. This is fantastic. Like I said, probably one of my most favorite things that I bought all summer, and as you guys can already see, I bought a lot of stuff this summer. So again, these are a little bit more on the pricey side. They are Marc Jacobs, but if you guys are willing to spend the money and try them out, I do not think that you will be disappointed. I'm running out of space to put stuff on my desk. The next thing that I picked up, and I have not really used these very much since I got them, kind of a little, like, some of them I do and some of them I really like. Others I wish I had done without, but I went and picked up the Estee Edit kind of like skin line. So I got these Skin Glowing Balm makeup because you guys, if you've been with me for any length of time, you know that I prefer foundations that are more like CC creams and balmy and really natural looking. I'm not into super full coverage. So I thought that that would be perfect. So I picked up mine in 210 Chamois, I assume is how you spell it. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. It's going to reflect. There we go. Right like that. So the color is good for me. I'll show you. I've got so much stuff everywhere right now. Come on. So that's the color right there. And it is like a balm. Oh, this is kind of crusty. There we go. Once you work it in, get it a little bit. So it is a balm, but I do find it kind of thick for what I was expecting it to be. Now the color is a dead ringer for me. I'm actually going to just, oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. But yeah, you guys can see it's a little bit thicker of a consistency. It's a little harder to work in. I don't mind this. It is quite akin to a couple of the BB creams that I have, like the tinted moisturizers. So when I'm looking for a little bit more full coverage, I do definitely wear this underneath my foundation, not necessarily in place of it, because for whatever reason, sometimes it doesn't sit properly. I've been really hit or miss with this. And I also find that like a lot of the glowing on my hand right now is due to the fact that I had that coconut highlighter gel all over my hand prior. I don't know that necessarily it lives up to the name of a skin glowing balm. I haven't found much glow to my skin with it. But like I said, I wanted to try out a bunch of new brands, so I will continue to give this a shot. I probably haven't given it enough of a chance this summer because I way overbought on everything and I've been trying out so much other stuff. So maybe it's just something I'll have to go back to. If you guys have found that this works really well for you, let me know. Let me know the best way to apply it, to use it, to whatever. I would love to give it another chance and see how it goes. Then I also picked up the 2 flash illuminators. So one is in Spotlight and one is in Daylight. I know that there are a few others, but these are the 2 that I picked up. Spotlight I do really, really like. This is another one of those ones that you could mix in with your foundation or use it as a highlighter. Again, a little bit thicker of a consistency. This one comes out white. But it is a really, really, like, look at that. How stunning is that? It does take a little bit more time, again, to work in. You guys can see there's still a lot of white there. But less of an amount, I'm sure, would have been better if I hadn't pumped so much, quite so much on my hand. Really, really pretty. Again, a thicker consistency, which is not my favorite in a highlighter because I do like them to blend out a little bit more naturally. But if you're going for a super, like, boom kind of look, this one is great. I had initially bought this one with the hopes of doing kind of the same thing that I do with my coconut dewdrops. I thought it would have a similar effect, and especially because it's a little bit darker, I thought I could use it for the summer when I was more tanned. It does not mix very well with my foundation, I must say. Again, it's got a thicker of a consistency. It is quite a bit darker than I think I anticipated it being also. If you guys can see that. It is really, really shimmery, would look really, really pretty on someone with a deeper skin tone, but for me, I haven't gotten much use out of it. I could see it actually being really, really pretty as like a shadow or an eyeshadow base or something like that. Again, I think I just went a little bit too dark. So this, even though I do really like it and I like the idea of it, it will probably be making its way out of my collection because I'm just never reaching for it. And that is the last thing that I want, even though I love makeup and I love collecting it, and I don't want to give away stuff that I purchased. If I'm not using it, what's the point of it sitting there and going bad when maybe somebody else could get a use out of it? There's kind of 2 more face things, like face primer kind of things, and then I'm going to probably cut this video off and start another one using like the eyeshadows and stuff I got. So the next thing I got, and this is the first MAC thing I think I've talked about in this video, is the Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. And mine is in the color NC25. Now that is new for me. I had always thought I was an NW20, and then I went there and she said, no, I think you're more yellow undertone now. So it just goes to show that like your coloring definitely changes depending on sun exposure and whatnot. I do not wear this as a standalone. I picked this up purely for the purposes of mixing with my MAC Next to Nothing foundation. So I kind of put them both in like a palette and then I mix them together and put them on my face. It's what I have on today. This just gives me a little bit more full coverage, which is what I need right now because I am so broken out. And because it's waterproof and it is their Pro Longwear formula, I know it's not going to budge all day, even at work when I am, you know, it's hot out. I'm running around in between the patio and the outside and I am sweating. And it's really nice to know that I have a foundation on that's not really going to like upset or move or anything like that. This stuff is fantastic. I will show you the color just so you guys can see. It is quite watery, and it does look really, really yellow, but it does blend out really, really smoothly, and it mixes really, really well with my next to nothing, so it doesn't really bother me that much. Probably my new favorite foundation kind of routine is to mix the two. It is the one I have been going to the most since I picked this stuff up. If you have not tried it, I definitely recommend it. I know that they also have like their regular Pro Longwear concealer, but I don't believe that one's waterproof, which is why I like this one a lot more. So the last thing I got, and again, this is like an everybody's holy grail product that I had just never had, and I picked up the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Powder, Loose Setting Powder. I'm not going to show you it. It is translucent, obviously, and most of you probably already know what it is. I have had setting powders before, but I had always like the banana powders just so that they would brighten up my under eye, and I have had pressed powders that were translucent, but definitely prefer the loose kind of powder idea opposed to the pressed one. It works a lot better for me. Again, this stuff is not cheap, but you really do get quite a good size of the product. And the other thing that I like, and maybe it's because it is a higher ended brand, like there is a lot of product in the lid. I don't know if you can see that, but I find that it doesn't spill out everywhere. It's not all inside the lid. I don't feel like I'm losing a lot of product every time I open it, which is fantastic because that was one of the biggest problems that I had with both my Naked Cosmetics banana powder and my NYX one, is that I just felt like every time I opened the lid, so much powder had spilled out. I was just losing so much of the product. I don't feel that way with this. So to me, again, another thing that was worth spending the money on. Now, is this similar to a MAC translucent setting powder, like a loose one? I'm not sure. I haven't tried one. Maybe I should and kind of see how they are. Or if there's other like drugstore brands that are really, really good, I would love to try those out. But like I said, this haul is all high end. So yeah, so I'm going to cut this haul off here. We're already like 25, 27 minutes in, and I've only gone through maybe a third of the stuff I have, probably not even, and it's been pretty much all hair and primers and stuff like that. So I'm going to cut it off here, and then I'm going to be doing definitely eyeshadows in one, probably one for lipsticks, maybe one for highlights. We'll see how long the eyeshadows take. If you guys like this video, then keep an eye out for the rest of, I guess, my summer haul series, and give this one a thumbs up. Let me know that you want to see the rest of them. If you guys have any questions about any of the makeup I've shown you, let me know. Like I said, I will be putting up a more massive collection video very soon. If you would also subscribe to my channel, I would definitely appreciate it. Keep an eye out for new content. I don't really have scheduled content. I kind of put it up whenever I feel like it, but I'm filming a lot today, so there will be a lot coming up over the next couple weeks. And thanks very much for watching. I will catch you guys next time. Bye.